Sean Hannity is one of the most popular hosts on Fox News, but he was not prepared for what was about to happen to him, and that's because Sean Hannity heard 6 words that changed his life forever. During a recent broadcast, Sean Hannity interviewed Horace Lorenzo Anderson, Sr. His son, Horace Lorenzo Anderson, Jr., was shot and killed in Seattle's Capitol Hill-occupied protest zone that was controlled by Black Lives Matter and Antifa activists after they chased away the police. Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan said the city was on track for a summer of love, and fake news outlets like the New York Times and CNN praised the occupation, comparing it to a Woodstock-like street fair. Of course, the lawlessness turned violent when over a 9-day period there were 4 shootings, 2 deaths and numerous acts of arson and alleged sexual assault. Mayor Durkan finally sent in the police to clear out the rogue Black Lives Matter and Antifa terrorists after they menaced the mayor at her house. But no one in the fake news wanted to cover Horace Lorenzo Anderson's story because it would have made their earlier coverage look ridiculous and boosted Donald Trump's message that Black Lives Matter was really a radical group staging a rebellion against America. Hannity had Horace Lorenzo Anderson, Sr. on, and he said he had not heard from the mayor or anyone in authority in Seattle about his son's death. "I gotta bury my son tomorrow," Anderson stated. "It's just been a lot going on. To this day, it's been almost 2 weeks. I haven't heard from nobody. Hasn't nobody called. Ain't nobody called me or tried to find me. His number is my number, so it's easy for the detectives to say, 'Excuse me, knock on my door. Let me tell you what happened about your son.' I don't know nothing. I had to find my son. They wouldn't even let me see my son. It took me a whole week before I could see my son." Hannity told Anderson that what happened to him would break him, and Anderson welled up with tears and demanded, "Somebody need to answer for this. Somebody need to answer for this," Anderson exclaimed. "And they need to come talk to me, and somebody need to come tell me something, 'cause I still don't know nothing, and somebody need to come to my house and knock on my door and tell me something. You know, I don't know nothing. All I know is that my son, he got killed up there and he's just a 19-year-old. No, that's Horace Lorenzo Anderson. That's my son. You know, and I loved him, and that was my son." Joe Biden, elected Democrats and the fake news media never once condemned the violent mobs that took over downtown Seattle and renamed it the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. That's because they support the mob's goals in hopes of winning their votes in November. But Anderson's story gives light to the notion that Democrats believe Black Lives Matter. When Horace Lorenzo Anderson, Jr. was killed by a left-wing mob, Democrats sat in silence.